Have to find Ryan and then free him from prison as well, and if our plan backfires, I think our job is done.
Our job is done. What does that even mean?
It means we're us, and we're going to move out from CastleBush for good, and we are going to move to another country. The hell is Ryan?
Andre. Thank goodness you're here. God, I've been caught.
We have to move out tomorrow, pack our bags, and then leave.
Yeah, but what will happen to the Lair Center after we moved out?
Well, nothing. Stadam, here I come.
Shows that I was not disguised as the CastleBush slasher, so I was not responsible for killing Laura and then poisoning the patient, and the police have dropped the charges that were filed against me.
I think you're right about the murder. I guess you were not responsible for killing Laura, and I have lifted your suspension.
I couldn't sleep all night because of the book that this serial killer wrote for me, and I keep getting nightmares about me being murdered.
I know, Pixie, I know.
Oh my god. What happened to Pixie?
I don't know, I just found her bleeding on the ground and I have no idea what happened to her.
Did she got stabbed by a stranger?
I'm sure. Alright, stay where you are, I'm telling my friends about this. Guys, something horrible has happened.
Oh great, what happened again? Can't you see that we're relaxing?
This is not the time to relax right now. It's very serious. Jake and I have just discovered something very horrible.
Did Bigfoot lurk around the area again?
It was not Bigfoot, Marceline. It was something else. Please come with me and you'll see what I mean.
Oh my god.
What the hell happened to Pixie?
She may have been stabbed. I need to check if she is breathing.
So? Is she breathing?
No, she's not. She's dead.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Could the CastleBush slasher be responsible for murdering Pixie?
Well, I don't know, but I guess so.
Time calling the cops. I have to tell them about what happened to Pixie.
Hi Oliver. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I had to calm down after Matilda's arrest, but I rehired her after I wrongfully fired her.
Exactly. But at least I got my job back, and I'm also sorry for, well, you know, believing that I killed Laura, but that's not true.
We know Matilda, and I'm sorry for accusing you of murder, but we are still remembering Laura because she used to be our boss.
Absolutely. Alright, guess what ladies? We're hiring new employees to the Heart Center Hospital very soon.
Wow, so does that mean that I'm actually going to be meeting new friends?
Exactly. Now we can get to work with them and we can make this hospital a stable and safe place for the people of CastleBush, just like all of the old Laura has accomplished.
But let's not forget Jason. He's been the CEO for many years until he was killed by David, and we are still remembering him to this date.
Exactly. And hopefully when the new employees arrive, we can get to work safely again.
Totally. So what should we do now?
Let's go back inside. We still got a ton of busy work to do.
I mean, wow. I still couldn't believe that Pixie was murdered.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of people have to kill an innocent child for no reason whatsoever? Whoever claimed responsibility for killing Pixie should go to jail for that.
So? Anything?
Well, we are still investigating at the spot where Pixie was murdered, but it is highly certain that the CastleBush slasher was responsible for Pixie's murder.
See? I told you that this serial killer would strike again.
I knew that this killer would do such a thing. I mean, Pixie was an innocent child, but the killer didn't care about it and killed her.
Exactly. And if the killer tries to murder another person, we are all dead.
Guys, please calm down. One of our police golems is away trying to search for a weapon the killer used to murder Pixie. You came just about time. Have you found something yet?
Yes, I did found something. I just found this knife that was dropped on the ground, and the CastleBush slasher may certainly have used this as a weapon to murder Pixie.
What about you boys? Is there anything about Pixie's murder yet?
Well, we are still investigating the murder as of right now, but we are trying to look for clues about how Pixie's murder originated.
Thank you.
Humberto Walker. Who's this?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. This is Christine Lamb from the CastleBush Police Department. I'm only calling you is because I'm afraid I have to deliver you some bad news.
Why? What happened again? Has there been another crime?
Yes, I'm afraid there was. We were called in to investigate at a campsite located somewhere in CastleBush where Pixie was murdered.
What?
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. It is thought that the CastleBush slasher may have been responsible for Pixie's murder, and this was the fourth victim the serial killer has claimed.
No, this can't be happening. Pixie can't die. She just can't.
Mr. Mayor, I want you to calm down. We are still investigating what has happened, and we are going to call out the witnesses to which he or she claimed that not only he or she was the CastleBush slasher, but was also responsible for carrying out Pixie's murder.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Mr. Mayor, is there a problem? What happened?
Pixie is dead. She's been murdered by the CastleBush slasher.
I know, Humberto, I know. Please calm down and take some time.
My life's been shattered. Like, absolutely shattered.
There, Humberto, it's okay. Please go home and take some time.
Well guys, this hospital looks really cool.
I've never seen a hospital like this before.
Neither do I.
Oh, hello there. You must be new employees of the Heart Center Hospital. Welcome. Can you introduce yourselves?
I'm Geraint Horton and I was born and raised in a small village in Wales. I never worked in a hospital before, and I'm glad to have a job here.
Well, I did work in a hospital before. I have once worked in a Los Galim hospital, but I got fired for screwing up a surgery, so this is why I got a new job here, at the Heart Center Hospital.
You actually got fired from a hospital a long time ago. I didn't know that. All right, ladies, introduce yourselves.
I'm Sally Flores and I work as a nurse.
And I'm Ashley Perkins and I work as a paramedic.
Now that you've all been introduced, I hope you are all going to get used to this place. Glad you've came, Matilda. This is Geraint, Lucas, Sally and Ashley.
Hi guys, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too. I'm actually getting used to this place.
So am I. Now I know what it's like to be a nurse.
Did I just miss the party again?
Whoa. Who is that?
Yeah. Who are you? I have never met you before.
I'm Mia Moss. Welcome to the Heart Center Hospital.
It's nice that I can get to meet new people. Now I can get to work with Geraint and Ashley to rush those who were in trouble to the hospital.
Exactly. I'm glad that I can get to work in this hospital, and I'm excited to work here.
All right, Mr. Spencer, you were sent here to the interrogation room because you have been arrested over the suspicion of murdering Pixie, and you have also been charged with murder.
This is ridiculous. I mean, you have nothing to do with me and you do not have the right to arrest me. Besides, I have nothing to do with murdering Pixie and I never threatened her.
Well, you did threaten her because you said that you are going to kill Pixie, and she was already murdered. Do you have any evidence that you were the CastleBush slasher?
For your information, I was not the killer. I don't even know Pixie because Humberto said to me that I allegedly sent the ominous book I wrote for Pixie, and there is no proof that I murdered her. Alright, look, I recognize David because I used to be a member of the mafia, although I didn't even commit any crimes when David was still around.
So you are saying that you actually used to be a member of the mafia in the past?
Yes. Yes, I was, although not many people mentioned me back then, though I was, once, caught by the police because I stole jewelry from a jewelry shop.
And you had to stay in prison for at least 3 weeks, but you have been released since then. But now, it may be certain that you could be responsible for killing Pixie.
I did not, killed Pixie. Let's just get this over with already.
Alright, I guess we have to call out more witnesses in the interrogation room and we will ask them about Pixie's.
Oh, hang on, I just received an email from an unnamed stranger. It said, if you think that this young child was murdered, that's just the start, because I'm looking for another victim to kill, and no one will ever stop me. That's the killer. That was the CastleBush slasher who sent this email.
Was it you behind the email you sent?
No, that wasn't me. It was somebody else.
In that case, we are continuing to investigate the CastleBush slasher, and we have to call out more witnesses in the interrogation room later.
Hi Humberto. I see that you returned from work once again. Humberto, what's the matter? Why are you crying? What happened?
Pixie is dead.
Huh? What? Don't tell me that this is a joke.
Listen! This is not a joke. I just received a phone call from the police that my daughter was murdered, and it may be certain that—
Humberto, don't you realize that the CastleBush slasher was planning to kill Pixie the whole time?
What are you talking about?
Don't you remember? Pixie read in a book that was written by the CastleBush slasher, and the killer threatened that Pixie only got a day left to live, and Pixie even suffered nightmares about David.
Now don't you dare start arguing with me, Antonio. David is already dead and he will never come back. Ever. And I mean ever.
But Pixie was my best friend. I mean, I can't live without her, and I think it's time for me to move on with my life. I want to move out of CastleBush for good.
You want to move out? Seriously? I mean, you can't even move out because your house burned down.
And what? I can't stay in CastleBush forever, and I want to spend more time living with my parents.
But your parents don't even know that Pixie is dead.
Oh really? I'm going to tell them that Pixie is dead, and I demand justice for the killer, and I hope that the police could send the CastleBush slasher to prison for life.
Sir. What are you doing here? I haven't even let you in.
Listen. Don't you think that I killed Pixie for being a brat?
Look, I just don't understand what you're talking about. I mean, Finn said that he's uncertain that you were responsible for killing Pixie.
Oh really? You don't seem to know that this serial killer was roaming around, and then stabbing Pixie to death, and I was the one that was disguised as Grim Reaper.
That's not true. The police said that you may be one of the suspects of the CastleBush slasher because, according to Finn, you threatened Pixie and you even made Pixie's father depressed.
Pixie's father was depressed. Ha 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 ha. That's so funny.
This is not funny. This is a serious crime that has just occurred earlier today, and the police are still hunting down the killer, so you might as well get out of my house.
Shut up. I'm warning you. If you mess with me, I will blow your head off.
Sir, please. Put the gun down. Please put it down before I'm telling the cops.
Bull crap. I'm not caring about the police, and I'm not trying to let everybody know that I was the killer.
Listen, just put the gun down and we'll talk.
Don't get closer. I mean it. One false move and you're dead.
Alright, look. If you don't put down the gun, I'm really going to call the—
I warned you. I warned you not to make a move.
What the heck do you think you're doing, you crazy person? I mean, you are trying to wake up the entire neighborhood because of—
Shut up. I swear, if you mess with me again, you are really going to—
Drop the weapon.
Hey,
Don't go near her. I'm warning you. One false move and she's a dead woman.
Don't hurt her. She's my wife.
I don't care. You should better have a divorce from this stupid woman.
please don't say that. I would never have a divorce from Finn because I love him and I have nothing to do with him.
I swear, if you say another word, you are going to perish.
Stop threatening my wife and drop the weapon. I'm going to take you to justice if you try to harm her, do you understand?
Oh really? If you want Marceline back, you will have to get through me first.
Are you alright?
I guess so.
This way. It's alright, Marceline. That intruder is taken to justice now. You don't have to worry about him anymore. Good thing I managed to go inside the house in time.
Oh great, who's ringing the doorbell at midnight? What is it now, Paul? Can't you see that I'm trying to sleep?
I'm sorry to distract you at night, Dennis, but I just found out from the news that Pixie is dead.
What? Is this a joke?
No, Dennis, I'm afraid it isn't. It's true.
Wow. I feel bad for her. She was our best friend, and I loved visiting her every day.
Exactly. But I also spoke with Pixie's father, Humberto, on the phone, and I can hear him crying non-stop because of his daughter.
Yeah, but how did Pixie die though?
was murdered. The CastleBush slasher was responsible for carrying out the murder.
Wow. I have no words. What kind of people have to be so responsible for killing an innocent young child without showing any reasons whatsoever?
Look, Pixie wasn't the only person that was murdered by the same killer. In recent days, the CastleBush slasher murdered a nurse who worked at a hospital, then the killer murdered a paramedic who was known to be in a relationship with the nurse, and he also worked in the same hospital where the nurse worked at. Finally, the CEO of the hospital was also murdered when she was stabbed to death, just like what happened to the paramedic.
So do we really have to worry about the CastleBush slasher? Do we really have to be concerned about what will the killer do next?
Listen, you need to calm down. The police are trying to stop the serial killer, but they warned that the killer may strike again, but they'll stop the killer.
So what happens if the killer strikes again? Could the killer find me and then murder me?
Well, I'll hope not. If that happens, I'm pretty sure I'm going to mourn for you.
Another visitor? Seriously?
I'm pretty sure that's Charlotte. I'm going to tell her about Pixie's murder. Oh, hi there. You must be my new friend, right?
No time to explain, Paul. I am Antonio's mother. I have came to talk to you about what happened to Pixie.